Good evening, folks. It's time for an unscheduled stream. Let's continue with the Rajput Reich as Nagur. I had originally planned to skip streaming today because AGDQ is on. However, I ended up sleeping through almost every race that I wanted to watch, and pretty much the only one left was Donkey Kong, and that doesn't start for a few hours. So I thought, well, let's get some Nagur in whilst we can. Pretty much gutted that I didn't manage to see Magical Poppin' or Snake Rattle and Roll, that was the biggest one. Or Contra. Yeah, I messed up big time. So let's mess up in EU4 instead. Now, our pathetic heir, who I desperately want dead because of his weak claim, it's average, but that's weak in my eyes, and his pathetic stats, well, he's going to be throwing himself face first into Ottoman fortifications. Don't think he should lead the main attack stack. Nothing's really changed since the last stream, except I went through all my armies, and it was pretty tedious, but I picked out every unit that I had inherited, and I stuck them in stacks that are to die, so once the Ottoman War concludes, I will simply get rid of them. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be done. I may as well declare war whilst Tunis will not join in. Won't bother making Tlemcen a co-belligerent, we'll just go for it. Only barely, but Tunis don't want to join in because of their massive debt. We've got no fancy Casus Belli, so we may as well make it colonialism for Ajlun. Don't know if we're going to end up taking it or not, but let's just go for it. There is no time to waste. Yeah, there are always the VODs, and they're up pretty instantaneously, so I'll watch them once the whole event is over. So that does mean that our main attack stack is severely weakened, and the Ottomans have a fair few to throw at us. Oh, sorry Karamani ships. Sorry my own privateering ships. At least they can take cover in Gaza. Alright, so what is happening then? I want to keep the to die stack together. So we'll just throw them over there. And you're another to die stack, away you go. People that aren't to dies, they can just split up as normal. Not really much rhyme or reason to what I'm doing here. Because who needs such things as reason? Whole load of sieging forces here though, and I don't think any of them are to dies, so let's get on with it. You folks, get over there. Prepare to take care of any Ottoman aggression. The rest of you, yeah, get over there. We'll prepare for war. And yep, I'm glad that my my pirates made it to Gaza so they don't get attacked. But we still keep the power projection from it all. Karaman actually out-tech us militarily, so hopefully they join in. Don't worry, Uproar. I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to be doing that. I don't know if they're going to be coming from Biga or Kokali, but let's keep ourselves here so that we're ready for them. The rest of our troops, well, we'll do much the same as we did before. We'll make sure we're ready. Yeah, maybe I probably should have stuck these into half-decent stacks before as well, but I did not. I don't think the Ottomans are very heavy on their fortifications, so let's just do it quick and easy. By which I mean taking a long time, but getting our troops ready so we can fight fairly optimally. I'm pretty sure that because the Ottomans are at war with the likes of Tuscany and Austria, they're not going to have any troops here at all, so I want to be able to throw it under siege instantly. Now unfortunately, in the Art of War expansion, they limited how far down the list of all your stacks go there, so it's hard for me to tell which are ready and which still need to be further split. So we'll do it like this instead. And we'll just pray that we don't run into any hostilities. The excitement never ends, for it never truly begins. Right, the rest of you head over there. You can be something of a backup sieging force. Jake, where is Venice? What Venice? Venice is gone. They got absorbed by Naples, who I believe is under personal union of Spain. Well, for the time being. Spain's going to be a bother. And I believe that's the one province in the German region that they have. Yeah, I'll have to take that off of them at some point. So we're going to be fighting all the majors. Muscovy doesn't even qualify as a major right now. Right, they did come over here, but they're only as a retreating force. I really don't want that to die stack to join me. So I don't know if they're going to be going to Sagala or Mentis. Probably Sagala because it's higher base tax. It's also plains, which works to our advantage, so alley-oop. Yep, they are going there. Can you scroll that list? No, you cannot. Very unfortunate. Alright, let's see if we can't... Bah, humbug. Orissa is the only member of this coalition. And you know what? I think, other than the Ottomans, they are... that's all they're going to be. The one member. I can't declare war on them. Well, I could, but it would be a stab hit. Really not worth it for that one province. I may take them in a future war. It remains to be seen. Everything's fine down south. Okay, so heavily outnumbered by the Ottomans, but that's okay. I believe in our fighting prowess. He says, getting quite high losses. Why bother with a rip-off when you can have the true DDR Jake experience? I assure you that is not one of my many pickup lines. But what a line it would be. Alright, we'll get back to sieging the way we were, because it gives us good eyes on when they're coming. And from where. I maintain the value of 10 to 1 stack wipes. Jake, can you fabricate a claim on Orissa? No, I don't have an adjacent sea province, so that is out of the question. I really hope that Tuscany don't take Zeta. That's one of the provinces I want, because it's one base tax port, which will work for me. Jake, how much would you recommend getting the expansions for EU4, says Marcus? They all really add to the game, so entirely, I guess. Alright, we've got our status quo. We'll go and stack wipe this. 10 to 1 means instant victory for us. And a staggering 0.1% war score from it. It's alright, it all adds up. It'll add up a bit quicker when I get the war goal. Now they want us to take Demeta. I would get 25 admin power if I took it, but it would cost me 30 to core it. It's just not in the spirit of the game. Who's that in Crimea? What? Don't know what you mean. Do you mean Crimea? Well, you know what? I have no idea what you mean. Right, war goal get. Gee, the Ottomans have been really pathetic this game. Nepal stack did finally wake up. And I'm so happy about that. Don't know where they've gone to. Ah, just wandering around using their forced march. Alright, 10 to 1s. But I want to stick around for this. Alright, 3 days. 1... No, you know what? We can just send our infantry alone to go and take care of them. Yemen, how dare you? Now, what's different about this war and the wars that we have fought with the Ottomans in the past is that we are going to be paying them a little visit. Let's just make sure we have the Diplo slots for all this access. We'll only need it through 4 countries. But for the time being, we shall get our troops over to Lithuania. Maybe after we've sieged everything here, though. There's bags of time. Yeah, my dip needs paying attention to. But not before I get scientific revolution to further crush down the cost of teching up. 79 Diplo power is still a bit much, don't you think? I think we can hold out for something a little better. Alright, let's deal with this province. Or we could really make sure... Nah, that one's already got full cannon. By all means, cross the Bosphorus. I'll be waiting for you. Now I really think we're going to be hammering in, or rather sledgehammering our way into Europe, so I should probably make myself ready for it. Bearing in mind that quite a few of our stacks are going to die, we're going to be underplenished when it comes to troops. Oh, and I forgot to set my... heir in charge of one of these sieges. That's a very important job for him. Get to it. Prove that you're a man. By dying pointlessly and having nobody care about you. Now, I don't actually want to keep them on that side of the Bosphorus. I want to lure them over so that we can pincer attack them, but all in due time. All of our siege stacks sitting here will make for a fine attack force. Jake, don't let that tech cost reduction greed bite you in the butt when dip riches cap. I'm just holding out a little bit more. Don't you worry. Okay, so he's keen to go and fight the enemy once again. Hopefully he gets repelled. Or he de-sieges Zeta. I'd take that as a result as well. Jake, why don't you have dynamic province names on? See, I thought I had, but clearly I'm wrong. I'll try to remember to turn them on next time. Hot damn, we don't need that army tradition. Let's get all that manpower. And we may as well spend it. Let's build ourselves a whole load of troops. Gee, what do we even want here? Loads of infantry and cannons. Can't argue with that. I always recruit from this area here because I built up treasuries and barracks. Oop. Not regimental camps because I didn't really see the necessity for it. Although, Arsenals and conscription centres would really help out. But it would all cost mill, and we're a bit dry on the mill lately. Right, what am I even doing here? Think about it. We've got 13 provinces. How about 40 infantry, 40 cannons? One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Thanks for the quick builder paradox, but I'll stick with this, thanks. The trouble is that I went into all the effort of building up these provinces, and the auto builder would just make troops willy-nilly across as many provinces as it wanted. Is that it? 79, so I've missed one somewhere. It was here. Yeah, one more cannon. So I want to point out the real difference between this, okay? So for example, if I were to recruit a unit where I haven't built up, it would cost me 10 ducats. Where if I did it here, it would cost me 8. Okay, 2 ducats, not a big deal, but when you consider the difference in maintenance, let's take someone who I did recruit here. Select the army. You're costing me 0.21 ducats per month in maintenance, whereas somebody from an army that was not recruited there, which is you, cost me 0.26. That's really going to add up over an army through an entire campaign, and it's doubly as bad when you consider the cavalry. 0.67 there, and I'm not even sure I have some cavalry. Here we go. 0.67 compared to 0.54, and the cannons are even worse if I can find some. Ones that we build, 0.57. Ones that our friends built. Where's one of our to-die stacks? There we go, to-die, 0.72. Huge difference over the course of the game, especially when I'm stacking negative army maintenance modifiers. Minus 20% from recruiting there and minus 10% for old and the infirm. You could make it even worse by taking defensive for another 10% and economic, yet another 10%. Stack them high and you can have a huge army for very little cost. Not that I'm going to be stacking them to negative because that got patched out in 1.8, I believe. The more you know. Jacob, someone said, why don't you take that mission to conquer Daimata and later sell it to the Mamluks? Yeah, you make a good point. We'll take it if we end up taking it in the war. How about that? How's that for a compromise? Because I have a set number of provinces that I'm wanting to take here. Well, maybe not a set number, but there are specific provinces I want. One of them is Albania. Jake, what stat composition do you use? Combat width infantry, combat width artillery. It's as simple as that. Alright, we hit that limit. Can't get too much greedier. 79 is cheap enough. Almost. Love the ducats, but love the admin more. New Florida gone bankrupt, as it should be. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is pull back a little bit and hope that the Ottomans come along and try to de-siege that. They might not, because they're still really involved in that other war. Sucks to be them. And that being the case, it's probably better that I get all of these troops over there. Yeah, War Donks, it was not my plan to stream today, but plans change. Consistency is for yogurts, as I almost never say. Alright, come along, Ottomans, you got land to de-siege here. They're probably not that interested in it, they're trying to de-siege nothing? Do you even have troops? Of course you do, put them to use. Jake, if you consolidate troops from the to-die stacks into losses on your cheaper Rajput troops, does the maintenance change any? I don't know which troop it prefers, but it's not worth the risk. Not a bad thought, though. I'm pretty sure you mean the consolidate regiments button here. If you were to simply merge the two units, it would remember where each guy was brought up. For example, Mawat. I know that Mawat is somewhere that I built up. Also, that's Tlemcen. Not what I'm looking for. He's exiled, though. I'm pretty sure that means he... No, didn't make peace. Ah, it was with Tyrol. Still, the Ottomans are losing against Tuscany bad. Tuscany only really seem to want Ragusa, so I don't know why he's drawing it out so much. Maybe he's thinking like a player. Right, the Nepalese holiday home is now ours. Seen some crazy thing in the chat, some crazy things in the chat today, and that's lovely. Unjustified demands are cheaper, because there's going to be quite a few unjustifiable demands here. Not that I actually want to pay any of this amount. I have a claim on the Sue? No, it's because it counts as an overseas colony, which means I could take that for only three war score. Probably worth it. As long as the Mamluks aren't at war, we can do that. Yeah, I think it's worth it for 25 admin. But we're not done with sieging you up just yet. Jake, how far in debt are the Ottomans? Could you bankrupt them? I potentially could bankrupt them. Let's have a look. Where am I even looking here? They'll be near the top for income, surely, even though they're half sieged up. The Ottomans have 134 ducats. They don't make much money, but they still have a tonking big navy, which they're constantly paying for. But I can see how many loans they have by looking over... None of these. It's score comparison. Ottomans. They have a huge amount of loans. As long as I keep them stomped down like this, they will go bankrupt. But I'm not sure if I want the war to go on for that long. In fact, I'm fairly certain I don't want the war to go on for that long. Okay, I've lost faith in their ability to reject us here. There's no point in getting you across there. I want to cancel military access with you. Gain it with Moldavia. March through into Bessarabia. Cancel Lithuanian and gain Hungarian. We've got plenty of time, we'll gain Hungarian now. And make our march on Istanbul. And good, our heir is in charge of that, I believe. Yeah! Go for it, Shams Khan. Throw yourself into those impenetrable walls. It's for the good of the country. Jake, how far in debt? Oh yeah, I already read that. Please don't bankrupt Otto, they might release Blurple. You make a good point, but I think a lot of Blurple cores are already gone. Almost. Almost gone. Wait, Lithuanian culture to Purus? Well, I've seen a lot of things in my days. And that's a new one. I can only take my hat off to you, Lithuania. I hope we never cross swords. Without prompting, you decided to erase some blurple for me. And for that, I thank you. I'm gonna need to get some boats here sooner or later. Alright, come on, Istanbul. Time to fall. $115, man. I'm paying through my nose for these Diplotechs. What I was hoping for was to get... this is taking far too long. Temptation is high, and I want Shams dead. I was hoping to get a piety event to lower my piety even further. Alright, so we should have 40,000. No, 77. We're missing someone. What's taking you so long over here? No, really, why does Chittor take so long? Oh, right, I got local autonomy there through an event. That's right. And to think my capital would be one of the slowest as well. That also doesn't make much sense. No, it does, because I put 2 more troops on there than anywhere else. Good job, Lithuania. Now, after 5 years, I'm going to get called for peace, but it's only been 2, so we're doing fine. Excellent, they de-sieged Zita. And they're all really concentrating on Ragusa. You're doing well. It would be a bit of a waste to just throw my troops away with an assault. Okay, we no longer need this military access, though. I'm confident this 63 stack can do the job just right. I don't actually want to wipe the Ottomans. I'd be happier if they kept paying for reinforcements, because it'll drive them deeper into debt. But I need them to lose their capital so they don't get so much trade income. And I think our to-die stacks can, well, die. Wherever they are. Right, you're one of them. And you're another one. Alright, there we go. That should seal the deal for the Turkish. I hold no bad blood with the Turkish. Thanks to them, I have my copy of Disinformation and a book about how the Armenians betrayed the glorious Turkish people. And that there was no massacres, no genocide. It was all a big lie. Right, let's do this laughably inefficiently. Jake, screenshot Lithuanian Epirus. Okay, if you say so. Alright, as expected, the Ottomans are coming. This is a great time for Shams to shine, wherever he is. There he is. On you go, Shams, man. Takes us quite a bit of time to get there, but... Come on, fight us anyway. Nope, he's scared. I'll take you in Macedonia, though. I'll be there on the